Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic.
So, the term amateur pornography is now an oxymoron.
Why?
Two words wrapped up into one. OnlyFans.
But why does that make amateur pornography an oxymoron? There's still amateurs making pornography.
Because now, the amateur pornography is the actual amateur pornographer making amateur porn. So there's no reason to make amateur porn like they were doing before. The fake stuff.
But they still will.
But the point is there's no reason to.
But that doesn't make it an oxymoron.
And then what I read in this article about
oh god, there's articles about
like
this.
The top 5 OnlyFans models and how they got there, right? And it's talking about how like the ones, I think not all of them do like hardcore stuff, but one of them does. She would just take a like 2-minute snippet of one of her videos and put it on all the free porn sites with the link to her OnlyFans.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, it's pretty smart promotion, and it worked, and she made a lot of money. And it does make sense because these ladies, the fact, like people say, there's so much free porn out there. How come people would pay for it? And I kind of agree with that sentiment. Like,
but if you're really into her 2-minute snippet and you want to see the rest of the clip, then I guess you pay for it, even if it's just for that month.
Well,
and then you forget to cancel because it's a subscription.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's like anything else. It's kind of like sometimes when I watch TV, there'll be like an actor or an actress that's in a movie. And then because, Netflix and Hulu are the way they are, since you liked that, you might like this movie that so-and-so is in. Oh, I'll watch that. And at the next one, and you sort of get obsessed with that one person for a while.
I really do. I have an entire category on Netflix because you like Gerard Butler. It's pretty amusing.
But see, that's my point. Is they're taking their own demographic and kind of pointing it back to their website. I mean, I think it's freaking brilliant. But then there's the people that say, but they're still doing porn. It's still porn. I don't care. Like you even said a little while ago when we were talking about this, that you didn't care if they were just doing lingerie. It was still porn. I think it depends on entirely how you define what is porn.
We were talking about it earlier in the context of a future employer seeing that. A future employer is not going to pay your $5 a month subscription fee to see what you post on your OnlyFans. He's just going to see that you have an OnlyFans with probably a sexy profile picture if you're doing lingerie. They're going to see it as porn.
And a link to your Instagram, which they'll obviously follow, and then they'll see all your risque photos that are promoting your OnlyFans, and then they'll definitely conclude that it's porn.
Even if you just post lingerie. Yes.
Well, like apparently what a lot of I think it's funny, what a lot of the women are doing, and I've been trying for the last 10 years to get away from just accepting the societal norm on things and thinking of how I actually feel about the situation. And there's one of those. There's one of those situations. A lot of the women will say, oh, I don't do nudes. I don't do nudes. And then people will say, oh, well, I bought your OnlyFans and you're topless.
Is
Well,
being topless a nude?
That's the question. Like, is being topless nude? And I'm going to
Technically.
say that societal norm says yes. Being topless is nude. That woman is half nude.
Right.
Right? That's what they're going to say. She is half nude, but she's nude. There's the word nude in there. But I'm going to say that when I thought about it and I put societal norm aside, why isn't it what it one of two things has to happen. Either we need to start saying that men are half nude when they have their shirt off, or
We've had this discussion about the shirtless old men walking down the street.
Or we have to stop complaining about women and how they dress.
The short way to say what you're saying, stop sexualizing women's breasts.
Yeah. I mean, if the men's breasts aren't sexualized, why are the women's?
Yeah.
They're only larger because they're used to feed another human. I mean, that's literally the only reason. And it's made that way over time. We've come to this. Like, whatever. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, a sexual thing. But they turn it into that. And so, therefore, they're naked. I don't think they are. And I actually think...
I think they are half naked.
Well...
But whether or not it's doing nude
nude
pictures
porns
is
I don't think it's nude. I just think it's just topless. I mean... It's why in the strip clubs around here, they have the rule of if they're selling alcohol, which of course all of them want to do because they make a lot of money, then it can only be topless.
No full Monty?
No full Monty. And then if you go full Monty, then no alcohol. It's one or the other.
So dumb.
Well, it's weird. It is weird. I think what the government chooses to regulate is really weird. A lot of times. It's just strange to me.
Do you know how many speakeasy-style strip clubs would pop up if the government just decided you weren't allowed to serve alcohol where there's strippers?
Yeah, I know.
That would be fairly amusing.
Well, I mean, think about it. It already kind of has gone that way. Like... The government makes it, I don't know, frowned upon to have like multiple partners at once.
Uh-huh.
So what do? They rent out an Airbnb and they invite a bunch of people over and they bang everybody.
I don't understand why it's the government's business who people have sex with.
Right. It's a really weird situation when it comes to that.
If I, an adult, capable of consent... choose to sleep with 11 also consenting men at the same time.
In a row.
At the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. That's fine too. Whatever.
That's my prerogative.
More power to you for
Just
11
saying.
men at once.
That's
Jesus.
a lot of D.
That's a lot.
Like a traumatizing amount of D.
I mean, I think in a row would be bad. But at least in a row, there's a break in there for even a split second.
I don't even think you'd know what was happening by the 11th
time.
one.
Yeah, you think you'd be delirious. You're like, oh my God. What the hell is going on here? Seriously, I could see a woman passing out from that. Hell, I could see a man passing out from that.
Yeah.
Depending on, sorry, don't want to get graphic at all, but depending on how passionate it is, your heart could go through the roof.
I think if you're doing 11 in a row or 11 at once, it really can't be that passionate with any individual.
But I'm talking about...
Yes,
I
understand. We've gotten off topic here.
It can give you a heart attack.
But I've given somebody very good content for their OnlyFans.
Well, but that's the thing.
11 dicks on parade.
But that's the thing. Like, then there are women that are like that are there. It's mostly current porn actresses, but that was one of the things in the article too, is that there are women they're just making more money by doing OnlyFans, and I think they're the brilliant ones, and here's why. If you think about it. If you're a, quote, sex worker, then your commodity is sexualizing everything. That's your commodity. The more you can sexualize, the more money you're going to make.
Uh-huh.
So they go to work for this guy over here, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy over here pays them to appear in scenes that he then puts out on the internet and makes advertising money off of, crap ton of. But meanwhile, she negotiates into the contract that he has to put in the caption, her OnlyFans. Well, guess who controls her destiny there? Her. But the brilliant part is she got paid to get that free advertising.
Right.
It's amazing. Like, it's so brilliant. And so that's why there's some women that are definitely making a mass killing on there. But they say a lot of girls think that they can just go do that. And they ignore one of the most important steps, which is they need to build a following on Instagram.
Well, or somewhere.
They have to have a following. Because if they don't have a following,
I mean, maybe not on LinkedIn.
they're not going to have fans that are going to be only theirs. I mean, it's just simple to mess with that. Simple to mess with those words. But it's funny because, now there's people, like, it's like you were saying before, if it's OnlyFans, then it's porn. But that's not really true anymore because, like, there are men who just model in underwear. They just look like the guy on the Hanes underwear package, standing there modeling. Sometimes they're fat, out of shape men modeling in the underwear because there, I guess, are women who like that. And then there's ripped men modeling the underwear. But they do these weird...
Who said it's women who like that?
Could be men too. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm once again kind of going with what was used to be the societal norm. Got to kick that to the curb and think on my own. And I am very capable of that. So you are right. I stand corrected. Man or woman could be attracted to that. Hell, for that matter, could be a woman standing there modeling underwear. Why not? Why can't it go both ways?
I'm sure it could.
On both sides of that.
Women do have OnlyFans modeling underwear. We've already talked about them.
But that's the point. Like, that's what I'm getting at is, like, it's not just all porn. Like, they do other weird things. Modeling their freaking feet, man. Their knees, their elbows. Stupid shit.
My left calf is what I've always said I was going to have build a following.
Yeah. And you could, like, do it like, here's my left calf just out of the shower. Chick, chick.
Well, and
here's my left calf all soapy in the shower. Chick, chick.
And you could do my left calf going on this hike and my left calf going on. I think it would be a really funny Facebook page that you could put funny captions to and really show off your sarcastic sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would have to be willing to keep my legs shaved long enough to continuously take pictures of my left calf.
Why not use that as the personality for your business and let it run all your marketing?
My left calf?
My God. Yeah. You know how funny that would be? Come on. Look, who is... Hey, Mike. Remember the Geico freaking camel?
I don't think that my left calf has anything to do with virtual assistant work.
Same concept. It's a stupid camel.
I think if I was selling sassy t-shirts, my left calf might be funny. I think if my left calf had meetups with your left calf, it would be really funny.
That's funny. The Left Calf Society.
We'll talk about this later.
The Left Calf Society.
Because this is not the first time I've put this idea out there and you've liked it, so.
I love it. Is there anything controversial about it? Well, yeah, there's...
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, our bottom line, and I think we agree. If we don't agree, just say we don't agree, Torya. And then state what you think. But if we agree, just don't even say anything. It's okay. Or you can just say, I agree. So the people will know that you agree.
My God, move on with your point.
So that they'll know, because they need to know that you know, that I know, that they know, that you know, that they agree.
He makes me want to kick him, people.
I do it on purpose, and everybody knows it. And that's one of the reasons they like me. The 3 people who like me have told me that's one of the reasons they like me.
All 3 of them?
All 3 of them. They all have that reason. So that must be like my most redeeming quality that I can be annoying. Do you want to know the best
part, people? He's probably forgotten what his point was by this point.
I actually haven't. You are trying to distract me, and it doesn't work.
No, I just want you to make your point.
My point was that you were trying to distract me.
No, you were
Yes, that was my point.
Oh my God.
What did you think I was trying to say?
You were going to make some point about the whole OnlyFans discussion and your damn opinion about it, and then you were like, if you agree, then don't say anything at all.
Oh, yeah,
and then you forgot where you were going.
I'm stupid.
Just like I said you would.
You're
because
right.
you went off on a tirade like a weasel.
All right,
no, you don't get to say okay already, because you wouldn't listen when I said it to you, you terrorist.
Let me know when I can speak.
Never.
Okay.
Make your stupid point, damn it.
The point is that people are going to say, oh, these women are doing porn and blah, 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 blah. And no matter what you say, they're going to say it's porn. Oh, well, as long as they're a consenting adult and anyone in their content is consenting adults and they're making sure that consenting adults are the ones looking at it, then they're going to say, oh, but people steal that stuff and put it out on the internet. That's their fault. They don't want that out there. Why is that their fault?
Okay.
I think people just need to shut their damn mouth, and as long as it's adults making adult decisions, then that's adults being adults, and we don't get in the middle of that.
All right. Now, what were you going to say about Bree?
Now, Bree over here, she is like growing as a creature. And it's some of it is her getting older, but some of it is the discipline that we've started teaching her. Like, we've been doing two things consistently for a little while now. One is when we get to the bottom of the stairs, we make her wait. And sometimes I'm mean. I'll make her wait longer than she needs to because I'm trying to show her who's in charge. Then the other thing we make her do is sit at the top of the stairs and give us a high five. Every time. I mean, she's so conditioned that now when she sits,
anytime,
no matter when it is, she gives you five.
Usually she papas Yogi on the head.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's pretty dang adorable.
She's growing as a creature, and she's learning things so quickly. And my point was, earlier today, I was watching a podcast video, which, of course, always, the audio content always intrigues me, but the video content, it's the same two people looking at each other from the same angle the entire time. I want to go to sleep.
That's why we don't do video podcasts.
I want to go to sleep. The only way you can do a video podcast is if you have multiple camera angles. It's the only way. And that's so expensive to put together because I'd be spending 4 or 5 hours on every episode editing them because I'm not going to be able to afford to pay somebody to do that.
Right.
I mean, like, damn, you know? But in any event, I think... What's so funny?
You losing your train of thought?
No, it's you derailing me. Like, you shoved me right off. But I think it's cute how Bree, like, I was watching the video, and I fell asleep. And Bree loves to hang out with Mitchell when he's here. And, of course, Mitchell's here. So she was spending most of the time up there. And Yogi had been laying with me right on the whatever that thing is that sticks out, the leg rest, right? Like, ottoman, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it's called. But whatever it is, that's what it is.
Recliner footrest?
The footrest. There we go. Footrest. Very good. Wow. Struggle to get to that word. Anyway, so he was there, and I must have fallen asleep.
As usual.
And then I wake up and I look over at the sliding glass window, and Yogi is laying in the sun over there, like just basking in the sun. So I say hello to him, and all of a sudden, Bree comes running down here and like leaps up onto my leg and is like looking at me like, I need to go out. And I looked at her and I said, what? And she made like this like sound.
She does not like that you're making her sound.
No, she's looking at me like, why are you doing that? Pow. Love you, girl. And then I say, well, why is she making noises? Then I said to her again, what do you want? And she tips her head at me like she always does. And that's when I said, do you want to go outside? And she was like, ding.
She wants to go right now.
Running around here. Well, she had to go to the bathroom. And my point is, this dog has learned, like she's had her accidents in the house, like, and they're accidents. Like, she gets excited and she'll tinkle. That's about the only time. She doesn't pee in the house or poop in the house. Neither does Yogi.
It's completely on accident.
And neither does Yogi. You know, it's like they're really good about being good. But anyway, she's now learning, though, to ask to go out. And like, that's a hard thing to teach them. But she's learned it. And it was really rather cool. And it was super cute to see her like
not only
ask
is it
to
hard
go out.
for her to learn to ask, it's hard for us to learn to know when she's asking.
Yeah, you have to interpret what they're saying. Yeah, it's kind of like, well, it isn't that hard when you're actually paying attention to the animal.
Well, most people don't.
But exactly. When you're paying attention to the animal, you notice, oh, the last time when they had to go out, that's what they did. Maybe that's what it is. You want to go out? Bing!
Like when we come home from somewhere on the weekend and Bree does not greet us and goes immediately under the table, she has to pee.
Go out.
And she's trying to curb her excitement so that she doesn't excited tinkle
she's
at
being
us.
a good girl.
Yes.
Because she is a good girl.
Yes.
You know, the Bree has turned out to be an amazing pooch.
And this amazing pooch right here, she wants us to go to bed.
Yeah, she's trying to bite my hand right now. You should see this, guys. Sometime we'll have to catch this on video and post it because she doesn't like reach around to get me. She bends her head down between her two front paws and she tries to attack my hand with her teeth.
She thinks it's more fun that way.
And she loves it.
She could easily get you from the side.
Oh yeah, she'd rip my hand off from the side. It actually makes it more challenging this way. But anyway.
So, Bree wants us to go to bed. So, good night, everyone.
Still a bye-bye, little Bree.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.